One focus of our channel is talking to game designers, learning more about bringing a game to market and previewing high-quality games that show a lot of promise. One that caught our attention is Rogue Angels. So today we're talking with the game's designer, Emil Larsen, to find out where his idea came from, how he's launching his Kickstarter, and we'll also learn how to play this game. With some luck, we may even beat the first mission here on Legendary Tactics. Rogue Angels is a character-driven solo or co-op sci-fi adventure for 1 to 4 players, and I'm here today with NATO and Emil Larsen, the designer of the game. Thanks so much for teaching us how to play your game today, Emil.
Thank you. Very welcome.
Great Happy to meet you.
Can you just introduce us to the context of your game then? What are we looking at here? What universe is this set in?
Well, I once did a 4X strategy game called Burning Suns. So that is a sci-fi game. And I've long been a huge Mass Effect fan, and I've been toying with this idea, like how would Mass Effect be turned into a board game? And obviously for legal reasons that would have to happen in my sci-fi universe, right?
Of course.
So a couple of years ago, I started working on this idea. I had some things lying around for several years, but you know, it kind of solidified itself last year, like around the start of the COVID. And yeah, I got so much positive feedback on this like blend between some light RPG and dungeon crawling-ish thing, skirmish, that, you know, I decided to push on. So.
Oh, that's very exciting. Very cool.
Yeah.
So why don't we get started? What's the first thing we need to do here?
Yeah, like, of course, there's a lot of things shown here because it's TTS, so you cannot hide things in a box in the same way. So you would not have all these things lying out, of course. But if you open the box and you put out this map book in the middle, it will be like a big book that you can flip.
So the map board's actually like a flip book.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I don't know, you don't have that standard, but it's called A3 size.
Yes.
So nice. Yeah. And then you would get an envelope or several envelopes with characters, and you would choose the character which description fits you, or you like the illustration or whatever it might be, right? You're entitled to whatever you want here. So you can see over on your left side, you have 12 of the 20 available characters. So 12 of them I've created, and you know, they are.
Wow. So this is like Adriel Coltis and Memnon and so forth. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And in terms of prototype-ish, whenever you see something black and white or in like once color just yelling at you, it's prototype, and the other things are, you know, fairly finished, fully illustrated, some of the characters.
So
did you do any of the illustrations?
I wish so, then I would be doing much other work as well, but no, I have commissioned all the illustrations. I do layout, and I'm proficient in Photoshop and in design, but no.
So in terms of your playtesting, have you playtested this quite a bit? And would you say the rule set is very close to completion then?
You are roughly the 100th person to playtest, and I've been personally through 110 of those, and I know there are some I have not registered. So.
Wow.
So you're very committed to this. That's great, and we're really happy that we can take a look at this and help support you as you launch it. Now, this is launching on Kickstarter in February. Is that correct, of 2022?
1st of February.
Excellent.
It's also the anniversary of my wife, like 12 and a half years. So I had to get that approved first. So, but
which one is more important there? That's an important question.
Yeah.
I think we all know it's the board game.
Yeah.
Well, she will never watch this video, so it's certainly.
Do you have her email address, please?
Has she play tested this with you much?
I mean, we played games together, but once I start to develop games, she kind of backed off. it got a bit too much, I think, and it's completely fine. So
yeah,
I don't bother her with that.
So what was your process with coming up with this universe? Like, where did you start?
Well, for the first strategy game, I had these different species. Like there were 10 different species, and in the beginning it was a bit like generic, right? You start out and you slowly shape them into something that seems palpable and plausible in some way, right? Then along the way, after I had done the board game itself, I got in touch with a Scottish writer, and she wanted to, she also she wanted to do some writing and wanted to do something that would, create a universe kind of, right? She'd been doing some fan fiction and stuff, right? So
yeah,
and we got together and we wrote on some things, and she can write properly. Like English is my second language, so I will never be able to write in it in that way, right?
yeah.
It's really amazing at writing. We published 4 books up till now, set in the and we got to a point where our spreadsheets were so filled with the lore that we were like, okay, let's just do a fandom wiki page. Otherwise we'll just go insane, right? Trying to double check everything. So we have 250 pages of wiki material put together. So the game kind of dives into and follows along some of the book, the narratives in the book, and that's where this game kind of comes in and explore the characters, where the 4X game just explored, the grand conflict, right?
Sounds like you've been working on this game since 2013 when Burning Suns came out.
yeah, to some extent, right? You could say, but yeah.
Perfect. Well, let's play. How do we do this?
You choose a character, whoever you think.
And now, would we be thinking about wanting to complement each other? Like have a fighter and sort of an archer and that sort of thing, or?
Yeah, you would certainly want to do that. Like for the first mission that you're playing, you can go with whatever. You will make it through alive.
Oh, okay.
But for long term, like these many missions, you would definitely go for
some kind of synergy between the players.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'll take Memnon, I guess.
Ooh.
Memnon. Mm-hmm. Now, how do I pick them here?
Oh, you just draw out, like if you had cards in there, like
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
I'm liking these snake-like characters. They're looking very cool.
Oh, wow.
So, I think I'll go with Terrira Celesius.
Yep. Awesome. I will just help you with that.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
Yes, I see.
You can draw all cards, the 7 cards. You can just draw into your hand.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
Now, are the cards? It's co-op, isn't it? So you can kind of share the cards that you have.
There is not per default any hidden information.
Yeah. Okay.
We were fortunate to meet another fellow from Denmark, Boneless, who worked on a video Wingspan with us. So. So far, I only know 2 people from Denmark, but you all seem very cool.
Thanks. Well, I don't know if it's because of our healthcare system or just because we have little to worry about in terms of any natural disaster or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, right.
So
let me just quickly run you through the elements here. You have and this is because it's TTS. So this element here is will be a folder. Like it will be a pamphlet of 8 pages or so. So, but here it's just put together just to showcase the different elements.
So this is showing by elements. You mean the relationship and allegiances?
Yeah, exactly. So they will be on different pages and have like a small booklet or.
Oh, okay.
But I will get back to that in the end. Then you can kind of embrace that part of it better once you know what the other things do. So, you can also just grab the cards here in your hand, and then then I will explain, let me explain from Memnon's view here. So if you look there, then I can showcase.
Perfect.
So this is the character sheet, and you have your character with an illustration. You have an ability here, and then you have some focus over here. It's also explained. It's the introduction side of the character sheet. So here you have 0 to 4 focus, and focus is used to re-rolling the dice if you do not like what you have rolled. You have shield here. This character, Memnon, is the only one who has a permanent shield. So there is one permanent
that's
shield.
handy.
Ooh.
It will be handy. So
that's what helps you mitigate luck, so that it's not a purely luck-driven game. You can control some of the outcomes by increasing your odds.
Yeah, the focus will be used to re-rolling dice, basically. And the shield here is there to block damage. So that will, help you in a different way, right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
But once you see the enemies and how they act, you will see how there's the luck is only in the dice, and everything else is in your hands. So the dice only supplement the cards. They do not.
Yeah.
The cards do rarely rely only on the dice. So.
Now, if we've played are there any other games that we might compare this to, or if people like other games, what kind of gamers might enjoy this game?
My playtesters have said that it's a Gloomhaven Light in a very positive way, like and of course Imperial Assault is also.
Yeah, I was going to say it reminded me a little bit of the maps, especially as we were looking through those.
Yeah,
reminded me very much of Imperial Assault. So
yeah, so
good.
those I will be compared to. So I might as well talk a bit from their perspective, right?
Yeah. What about Twilight Imperium? Is there any influence there with, the space races and that the different ethnicities and that sort of thing? Or
no, actually not. I would not say Twilight Imperium. For the first game, the 4X Burning Suns, I did. I was very much inspired by a computer game called Sins of a Solar Empire.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah, we've played that.
Oh, okay, you have. Yeah, it's not a widely known thing, but it's super cool. And I actually got the creators of that game. They got super hyped and backed my game, and was really thought
cool.
It was cool. Because I actually tried to, and that's the same here. Like I tried to do a computer game to do it justice in a board game-ish sense.
Yeah.
To some extent, right? Because I've always played a lot of computer games, so yeah. Okay, just to get back here, you can see that below the character there are these 4 slots, and this is the cooldown track. This is where you will play your cards when you are using them. So, and you can see the character is still missing a few things here, because when you flip it, you will, and that's after the first mission, then you will open up what is also the character's personality tree here.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, this is where I get interested, because I really love narrative-driven games, and I like the story and I like the character. So how does that work?
Okay, well, let us do that in the end. Then I can kind of really explain it. I think that will fit your, But if you've done anything, I'm doing leadership consultants, as my day job, right?
Yeah.
And if you've done a disc test or anything personality test, you might find some similarities there. So,
very cool. Okay.
So we can get into that. Yeah. So, okay. For the next year, I'll just explain that you have this play aid here, just to quickly run you through how the game progresses. So you have a play sequence going from 1 to 3, and it basically means that one player takes 2 actions, and then there is 3 other steps. Then you have you check the mission for whether or not you have achieved whatever goal or trigger there might be in a certain mission. And then you have the enemy's turn, and then you go around again, the next player, 1, 2, 3, and so on.
Very cool.
So a player can perform, or should perform, 2 actions on their turn. And those actions can be anything from playing action cards, it's written underneath here, to concentrating if you want to regain 2 of your focus, because you will be spending them when you're not happy with the dice. And then you can also rest. And rest means that you have cards here on the track. If you rest, every card in your track goes 1 to the left, 1 slot to the left. And anything that happens to end up in 0 out here will go immediately back to your hand.
Oh, interesting.
So whenever
Okay.
that happens, it goes immediately back to your hand.
That's a nice mechanic.
So yeah, that's to make sure that you know, everything that you play, you are considering the effect of the card and how to optimize that, but you're also considering how quickly can I get this card back on my hand so I can utilize it again.
Mm-hmm.
I've suddenly become very interested in what possible options I have here.
Cool. Yeah, they're definitely there, and I will show one of your cards also is special. So let me show the 2 basic ones. Is that you have interact cards. They can both interact with things, but other interact cards are like shooting. So killing an enemy is also interacting with the enemy.
Oh, okay.
So you can see the interact card icon up here.
Okay.
When you want to play a card, you have to play it in the cooldown slot matching the number, the cooldown it has, or higher. So let's say you play this one on number 2, and then after that you want to rush. You can no longer play it in number 2, so you have to play it in 3.
Oh, so that gives a sense of time, as if you do a sequence of first you're doing this, then you're doing this.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
that I haven't actually seen that mechanic before. That's really neat.
Cool. So it's very much like you do that, you complete that action, and then you play the other card, and you figure out, you know, should I play it here? Should I, you know, and you have this dilemma, right? Should I move first and then shoot, or should I hope that maybe I get some movement while I shoot, or, you know, such things. So let me just do an example here. So you might want to shoot with this gun here, and you put it on 3.
Yeah.
With that gun here comes 2 dice. And that means you will roll 2 dice with this gun.
Oh,
so
very
here,
cool.
for example, I rolled, and I will just show you, here are the possible outcomes of the die. Here, all the dice are the same. So in this instance, this gun here, it says deal 1 damage to an enemy within 7 squares. But I just rolled a, okay, good, roll here that says +2 and +1, or a movement point. So, and everything in the die says with +1 or +2 upgrades numbers that are in brackets. So in this instance, it could be deal 4 damage to an enemy within 7.
Ooh.
But it could also mean deal 3 damage to an enemy within 7 and move 1 point, like have a movement point. If you need to go out of cover, or you need to withdraw to cover after you've shot. So you can kind of program how these dice should interact with your cards and optimize your turn and optimize your action.
Well, I'm liking Nate's K90cc gun better than my pulse rifle.
Well, the thing is, of course, you can also roll to get a shield, so you recharge your shield if you need anything like that. And of course, the movement points here, they provide movement both to movement cards but also to interact cards, right?
And you can do those in any order, so you could shoot, do the damage, and then move, or so you could like shoot and then run away. Yeah,
or you could run, shoot, and run. Like if you have several, like if you rolled with these 2 dice, you rolled 4 movement points.
Right.
You could program that as you see, but you would only do 1 damage, of course.
So I could run 2, shoot for 1 damage, and then run away.
Run away. Yeah.
Exactly. And of course,
that's your style.
Yeah, that's my style.
those colors underneath those things relate to the personality. So personality can put emphasis on how you use cards. But I will get back to that, because for the first mission, you will not have the personality. So you don't have to worry about how your cards can be upgraded. That comes later.
We're just neutral blank canvases wandering around, hoping to someday become real people.
So, you know, you need to start out light.
Yeah, that's wise.
Just to give there is another type of card, and you have that here. You can see here there is you have the card here, which is an effect card.
Okay. Intimidating battle cry.
Yeah.
Once per
You
action,
have
you
to
may
act
spend
out
one
that action.
shield.
I'd love to hear Flash's
Ooh,
So, and this one here is only active when you have it in your track. So you can play it in slot 1, but you would prefer to play it all the way up in slot 4 because that would give you the benefit as long as it's there.
Ooh, okay.
Because at the end of your turn, you will always do a free rest action. So at the end of your turn, once you've done your 2 actions, you always move every card 1 to the left. So you will eventually get all your cards back, but it also means that effect cards you want to play as high as possible, so you keep the effect for as long as possible, right?
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so you have to kind of figure out, like, if you have 2 that require a 2 cooldown, you need to decide which one you're going to play to stagger it. So because you've only got that 1 slot, and you don't want that effect card taking up the slot of the one you want. So I can see some cool strategy there.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's it. We are ready to go, and we'll just take everything else as
Do these cards change
Wonderful.
throughout the game? Is it like a deck builder kind of idea as well, or is it just
Yeah, you will get more cards but they will also change in terms of there will be stickers for all the. You can see that there are some missing spots on your cards, and those missing spots have stickers ready to go, so that once you go to an armor smith or something like that, right, and they will upgrade your gun, so you can put something there, so it will upgrade it and make it. You will then think of what should you upgrade depending on your personality, because you want those things to maximize, right? So you want to, if you're,
So is this in some ways a legacy game?
Well, it is, but it's character legacy. There's no elements outside of that has legacy. It's only for the character. So when you start a character, the character's journey through the story is a one-way trip.
Okay, interesting.
And that's very important for me, because as I like to say, is that you can watch Star Wars as many times as you want, but you only experience it once.
Right.
And I want that with this game as well.
And that makes sense. It makes sense then that we don't learn about our personality until we start to get to know our character. So
yeah, and the character's personality will depend on how you play and what you do and how you perform it. So, and I will get into that.
Yeah, interesting.
So Emil, I understand that you have some experience in the army in the real world. Can you tell us about how that's prepared you for being a board game designer, and if there are any points of overlap in the roles, or do we see anything from what you learned in your real life career coming into the game here?
Yeah, that is a good question. Well, one thing is for sure, the discipline of seeing something through has been, it has been quite a journey. For my first game, the strategy game I did, it took way too many years, but I managed to get it done and get it shipped, and
good.
Saw it through, even though there was some insane delays and hiccups and whatnot, and learning points and what. Yeah,
that's where the discipline comes in, right?
Definitely, yeah. And I'm also I am very disciplined. But because I've understand that is a thing I lacked, so in a sense that I'm very people say I'm very creative, but it's always hard to describe yourself, right? But I have a very creative profile, and I do a lot of these things like creating new things, and but it requires a ton of discipline, and if you implement that in the right amount and in the right places, it actually makes you have a lot longer time for the creative stuff, and it just eases you in many ways. So so this game here has taken me not a long time to create and to do, because I have so many things now structured in a way that makes a workflow very efficient. So, yeah.
Now, are you like Torira, where you were genetically manipulated and hatched into enlistment into the army?
Yeah. No, my platoon leader would say that I was probably the least likely one to continue, but I was there for 8 years. After he could see that my mental strengths were not what the army was usually looking for, but I turned it into to something that could be used. So it lasted for 8 years, and I ended up being a second in command for a what you would call a company.
Very cool. I'm seeing some tactical elements here in the game that may come from your experience there. So
yeah, I like things that makes tactically sense. So yeah.
Okay, so what do we think? What do we do for? Does NATO get to go first here?
Yeah, well, if you guys just what we need to actually just get you going, because we will not look at any of the other things. Like from here on, you have your character, you have your cards.
Yeah.
And from here on, it is just the campaign book. Over here is the campaign book, and it very much starts out just right off the bat. And if you played StarCraft or Warcraft, you know that their way of telling stories were through cutscenes, small cutscenes with characters.
Yes.
So there's no third-person narrator here, because it's all told to you. It's all like something that you have to interact with. So I'm not trying to tell the audience how to feel. I try to put them in situations so they feel that way.
Excellent. Show them, don't tell them. It's a good rule of writing.
Yeah. So you would have these small points. Like if you read the first page here, you will have a kind of like a stop point where, just like in Choose Your Own Adventure, you would have to read whatever is before, and then once you've read it, you can access the next part, which would be the next page in this sense, right? So whenever you're ready, you just read, and you go to the next part, and you kind of just until you reach the mission setup, and I will just set up the mission for you, so you don't have to deal with that.
We have to play games like this more often.
Yeah.
All right. So
the credits in Brimstone. Location, Vexation, Fury's Fall. Brimstone base, the year is 1001 ATA. The main entrance to the scorching hot sulfur-engulfed hangar area shuts behind you. Ooh, and we've got a pirate custodian. Perfect. Ah, new arrivals. Welcome, Outlanders. Welcome to Brimstone Base, home of the Hellfires, unclaimed by any society and the closest inhabited system to the Burning Suns. I present you with the gateway to the underworld. Step in. The elevator starts moving. What you see here is the lodestone for the disaffected, those for whom the suns don't shine. Bounty hunters and runaways, thieves and smugglers, slaves and slavers, they all seem to wind up here. Name your favorite felony. Someone here has been there, done that. The elevator comes to a halt. Speaking of which, due to the galaxy-wide conflict currently escalating everywhere, we must take our own precautions. For everyone's safety, that is. Follow me. Step aside, spread out, and don't move.
We need basically to hand over all of our weapons.
Hand over your identification and your weapons. We will withhold these till you leave the area again. Nate, do you want to be the enforcer?
Sure. Belay that order, Sergeant. There will be no inspection for now. We've been ordered to permanently confiscate all weapons from all visitors, no exceptions. On top of that, Neomorph and Champions are to hand over all their gear as well. These warmongering snakes are not to be trusted in these times. So,
I'm not sure I'm a fan of handing over all my weaponry. Yeah, this could go very, very badly.
Yeah.
And so you have to hand over your gears as well. If you look in the bottom of your cards, you can see they have classifications.
Oh, okay. So what's a Neomorph?
Okay.
And a Neomorph is one of those out here. You can see over here.
Oh, it's one of the races.
And Flash is actually a champion, so he will have to hand over his gear as well if he has any.
Oh my, okay.
So, yeah. They're already getting on your bad side.
And where do I hand all of this to?
Oh, just put it aside.
Yeah. But I can keep my gear, right?
Yeah, exactly. You only have to hand over your weapons.
Well, that's fine then.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it close by in case I need to dive for it at any point. ability, weapon. Okay. That's okay. This pulse rifle didn't look that amazing anyways, so.
Right, I've still got my gear though.
My hands are my weapons, so that's fine.
So yeah, and you can just read on whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, it's there you go. Pirate custodian in person. You must understand that whatever civilization is afraid to tread, violence decides the pecking order, and brimstone obeys the natural law. Here we reign, hoarding the best resources for ourselves. Below us, we have the business people and traders. After them, the bounty hunters and smugglers. And somewhere below them, we have you, guns for hire. Now, this is nothing personal, just proper conduct in a galaxy full of rivaling species and ideologies. And this concludes our business. I'll leave you for now. Just follow the arrows to the bar. Don't leave the leisure area. Don't get cute with the guards. Ooh, I'm already thinking I might get cute with the guards. And don't start a fight.
I'm thinking
The
about
rules are
starting a fight.
simple. Break them, and we'll break you. Enjoy your stay. Oh, real friendly.
All right, and then the bartender. So do we actually put our pieces on the board anywhere? At this
we will
point?
get to that.
We'll get to that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So we go into that. I'll be the bartender.
Perfect.
Welcome, Outlanders. What will it be? If you don't mind a strong aftertaste, I have a newly imported Marauder rum from the markets on Asgard.
Ooh, okay, so
Right, and I assume we get a drink. Here's your drink. I'm told that you have a personal call on the comm. Let me just reroute it to your device. Just a second.
right, I'll be this dude. Umbracious, calm. Greetings, Commander. I'm glad to hear you brought your team along for the ride. As you can imagine, the Galactic War has made it almost impossible to find unaffiliated agents and soldiers for hire. At the Neomorph Polity, we're very concerned about the Assembly's lack of intervention towards our enemies. I've therefore been tasked with exploring every possible opportunity for our race to gain the upper hand against our current and future foes, which you can see has led me to this suburb of hell.
I'm not even going to presume I know what accent that actually is.
Oh, and my wife is Belarusian, so I will also just
Yeah, no comment. It's
Perfect.
Not,
Yeah.
It's
just smile and move on.
Accent. It's an alien accent.
Yeah, I think of it as Gru from Despicable Me.
Oh,
All right, everybody, it's time for bed now. Get into your beds.
So yeah, you have the setup, and then you always have like a cutscene again, like a tiny cutscene that kind of puts the pros in the mission parameters.
Oh, okay.
So here you're allowed to stay in this square here, and we'll just put you guys there.
Yeah.
So is this game going to come with what's there, like 13 maps or something here?
Oh yeah. It will be just a booklet of maps front and back, right?
Yeah.
What kind of price point are we looking at for this game? Is it? It sounds like there's going to be a lot of components and.
Yeah, like the Kickstarter price point, which is of course different. I'm aiming at $100, and then for a US retail, if it ever gets into retail, but it would need to be a big hit to go there, right? But then we are probably talking $120 or $30.
Yeah.
Which is actually on par with a lot of the big games now. I mean, remember back in the day, I would have been cringing at that price point, but now I'm thinking, oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And I mean, for there will be around 70 missions, and if every mission is around an hour to an hour and a half, right? You get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you've played every mission through with every character.
Wow, that's a lot of playtime.
Well, I have only created until the 12 first missions for now, like the first chapter of the story, right?
Yeah.
But it has a lot of. We're already on over 100 pages because of all the branching paths and possible outcomes of different missions. So.
Oh wow.
The last mission in that chapter, or you could say, has 5 different endings, because there's
Oh, wow.
performance, and there's also, again, some legacy elements from the characters that might have inputs on, what are the viable outcomes of a mission, right?
Wow. It's like you're writing 5 different novels,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I wanted to have, like, if you kill off somebody, or you say you can go right or you can go left, it needs to mean something down the line. Otherwise, it's not fun. Like,
Yeah.
that's very important.
Oh, good. It's this guy again. So we continue reading here.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all yours, Flash.
Vexation is really a lousy place to find yourself delayed. However, that's exactly my situation. Get your arse to my location and I'll explain you the details. I have no desire to stay in the sun of our star system longer than necessary. Mission
right.
parameters. All right, take us through this, Nate.
So this is turn limit 4, 5, 6. So is that depending on player count?
Yeah, because you would have 2 characters, 3 or 4, right? If you play solo, you would play 2 characters, right?
Okay. So we've got four turns.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So the turn token is over here, and you would be moving that as written on this player aid here. You would be moving that after each turn. So
Gotcha.
once you flip your activation token, you also move the turn token.
Okay.
Oh, so one turn is only one player playing, or it's both players?
Exactly.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Because
that's going to be tight.
Yeah. But the thing is that you have players. The player order is, whatever you want. But once a player has taken their turn, the other player needs to take their turn before it can be everyone's turn again, and you can decide who goes first.
Yeah.
Right?
So the player, you don't have to play clockwise. You can play in any.
No, it's fluent. Yeah.
Oh, so one benefit I have as Tarira here is that once per mission, you may perform 1 extra action on your turn.
Yeah.
So that might be useful to us here, NATO, when we're planning our sequence.
Right. So we have to get the commander adjacent to the point of interest, which is the
point of interest
green circle, I assume, with the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And
and the commander would be, you decide that from mission to mission. So you can change, everyone can be in Commander Shepard's shoes, like once in a while, right?
Okay. Well, hey Flash, why don't you be the commander, because you've got that extra action this turn.
I was going to say you should be it because your guy looks like he's really in control.
Well, if we can get you next to the point of interest, but it looks like we just have to walk through that door.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like a big deal.
Oh yeah, no problem. So. No problem. I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
Yeah.
Now, how hard have you designed this game to be? Is this something where it's going to take multiple plays to win, or can you win
out of the 100? And I'm this is on record now, so don't screw it up, guys.
Yeah.
But out of 110 Zoe's games I have been watching and playing with and so on, only one time has this mission failed.
Oh no, you just jinxed us.
Yeah,
oh no.
I mean, that should not be possible, but it can happen. But,
it scales up in difficulty as you go.
Definitely. But it's still something I'm working on, because difficulty is very hard to set in a game where I will show you how difficult she works into when you start getting, beaten down a bit.
Yeah. Okay. So we can take actions in any order. So Flash, why don't you go first there?
Sure. Okay. And I'm just trying to find where that little helpful player. Where's that little card
over here?
Perfect. Okay. And my actions were down at the bottom here. So I can play an action card. I can concentrate and gain 2. What is this symbol for?
That's the focus.
Yeah.
That's your focus. Oh, okay. And I can rest. So I don't need to rest. So I'm
And
probably going to play a
do we
card.
start at full shield?
Yeah,
Or-
but you have 1 permanent shield. That
Yes.
one cannot
Do
be any
I
more
start at
recharged.
3 then?
No, because this one is permanent. You have only 2. But you have a permanent 1, so you always have 3. Now you have 2. Now you have 1 shield, right?
Gotcha. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So what do you think, NATO? Should we just start with a basic move so we see
just go with the basic move.
what's going to be happening? And that goes in 0.
Yeah.
Or so does that just go right here?
Yeah, and it goes immediately back on your hand because it's played in 0. So
Yeah.
So you can do that every single time. Okay.
so you
One.
can do 2 basic moves or 2 basic interact in one turn, right?
Gotcha. Or maybe I should do the charge move to really move quite a bit more forward so we see what we're up against, Nate. What do you think?
But this one can go up to 3 because you're also rolling a die, right? So you move 1 square, but you're rolling a
right.
die.
So I might, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, you definitely.
That makes sense. Okay.
So
This
just
is me
play
here,
that card twice and pick it right back up again.
and
so-
I get
Play it one time, then you roll, and then you
roll the
execute,
die.
and then you play.
get one die. Oh, it's that one there.
Okay.
This one here, or does it matter?
No,
Doesn't
they
matter.
all
They're all the same.
A shield. Okay.
Well, that's not very useful.
No, that was totally useless. So that's all right. And where do you think should we be heading to?
Yeah, just head straight towards the point of interest. That's all we care about.
Keep it straightforward. And so I'll go a second time with the same move.
Oh, there we are.
2 extra movement. Okay.
So that would be a total of 3, of course, if you need
So-
it.
Yeah, but
So
you can't go on top. You can't go on top of it. So
Oh, okay.
So is that-
Don't worry. It's in the rule book because many people have done that. So
yeah,
Yep.
yes, I know.
specifically pointed that out.
Introduction note: adjacent does not mean on top of, as you cannot stand on top
Yes.
of objects. So.
That's right. The turn token reaches 0
So
research mission.
Did we just win that?
Yeah, what happens is that you have to finish your turn. So you would flip your activation token,
Okay.
Okay.
the one over here,
All right.
and then you need to move the turn token 1 down. Like you lose 1 turn. Because
Yeah.
that
Right.
happens within your turn, and after that, then you have a mission check. That is when missions
gotcha.
can be updated, right?
Okay.
Yes.
So here you have a success, so you're allowed to.
Wow, how did that mission fail? Were they just wandering in circles? And
No,
the
no. This is because this is only a mission segment. So the
Okay,
entire mission, they
all
failed on the last segment. Not
Oh,
Gotcha.
gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
I thought they failed on
Well,
that part. I'm like,
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm feeling pretty good so far. We're really dominating this, Nate.
yeah, totally. All right. So
Okay, so we flip forward.
We get the mission update, and
Oh, good. It's this guy again.
it's this guy again.
Awesome. You guys
Break
are
out
really
that
hoping
alien
for this.
accent.
He does look rather alien. Good to see you in person. I've heard promising things about your team, but you didn't come here for praises, I assume. I'll make it worth your while once you've dealt with my immediate problems. When I arrived at the station, the local Hellfire Pirate Lord confiscated my ship and my gear. I see that they are doing that to everyone now. Perhaps they're running low on resources? At any speed, I'm not interested in their petty problems, and stealing my ship will be all over my dead body, or more precisely, over a lot of other dead bodies. Get access to their quarters and hack their console so that you'll be able to retrieve our stuff. Don't let anyone in your way. Ooh, that guy sounds really ominous, I find.
He does. Very intimidating.
No, we update the turn token because every segment has its
Okay,
own.
so it goes to 6.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. But you guys stay in the you are exhausted, Flash. Like you stay like that, and they then have to
Okay.
have the next turn, right? Before you can both flip and decide who goes after that, right?
So our goal is to open the door and disable the console.
Yep.
And it's all achieved by successfully interacting with the object in question.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So it's the same thing you do for opening a door and disabling the console, right?
Now, in the real game, are there going to be like 3D doors and everything?
Yeah,
It's gonna
they are going to
nice.
be standees in cardboard as well.
Nice.
You know, on a plastic stand, right? So
All right. Well, now I'm closer.
Yeah,
And this is, I like the console. That looks pretty cool. That looks like Zaxxon back from the old
that's an old reference.
board game of Zaxxon. Anyway,
I'm embarrassed to
So,
say I recognize the reference.
yes. So,
Yeah.
right. Well, because I'm here, I should probably do something of
yeah.
interest.
you have a pretty powerful hacking device, for example, which interacts with an object for
Ah.
3 within 4 squares.
Oh, wow.
So,
Do I have to be through the door though?
but that would be your first target would be the door.
Okay.
So
And so
And-
he would have to interact with the door to
yeah,
open it?
you will have to interact with the door.
So I'm going to play move 0 for now.
Hello, Door.
See.
How are you?
See if I can roll the same with the same luck as Randy did. Oh yes. So I get 3 movement. 1, 2,
Nice. Well, that's
3.
even better.
You can move diagonal, so you only.
Oh, you
need,
can. Oh, okay.
2,
Yeah. I guess it. Yeah. Okay. That's
So,
good.
and
to
you
know.
can also move diagonal through doorways when they open. So.
Oh, good.
Alright.
Okay. Is that good? Should I be taking cover behind beside the
Yeah,
doors?
but you could
Dancing
also
back and forth.
go here so that Terira has more access to going through on her next turn, right?
Yeah, that's true. Actually. Okay.
Like,
So I'm gonna do hacking device. So that one is in 3. So does that mean I can use it now then?
I mean, now you play it, and then you roll a die with it because there's die attached to it. So let's see what you can get. Okay, see, that's a +1 or a shield, and you have all the shield you need, so that's fine. This means that we interact with an object for 4 within 4 squares. So you have a long distance. You didn't have to move to actually reach the door, right?
Okay. Well, I didn't know that in advance, so.
No, it's all good. So
what's the door's strength or what's
the thing is, everything you interact with needs to, in order to have a successful interaction, you need to use this interaction bag.
Okay.
And this bag you draw tokens from, and you want to get 3 matching tokens in order to activate successfully interact with a door, a console, or anything else of that matter.
Oh, okay. It's like your hack. That's the actual hacking going on.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, there are 3 colors, and then there are the wild ones, the white. So they go as any color. So you want to draw, but you draw 1 at a time. So you draw 1 and up to 4, but you might want to stop, and I will tell you if you encounter an instance.
All right. So I'll draw I'll draw 4 tokens then, right?
1 at a time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a white, and that's interesting because or you will get to know now, is that the white ones, while they are wild, which means they are good to draw, if you draw 2 white ones in one action, the enemies know that you're playing with their IT toys, and they debuff the thing and push you out, right?
Don't mess this up, NATO.
So therefore, there's a push your luck to it now that you've already drawn a white one.
I'm gonna live dangerously.
Yeah. So that's a blue. That's technically 2 blue ones, right? And that's 3 blue ones. So that is it. You would not want to
stop here.
Exactly.
Well, I like how the white can either be really good or really bad.
Yeah.
And the thing is, now let's say you had drawn this one also, right? Then you would choose the color that you want to keep in order to make the successful interaction and put the other one back. But let's say you had not drawn this one and you drawn these. Then you could say, well, I will choose to keep purple and a white, because white goes as purple then, right? And then you would put the blue back, right? And now you have these 3 ones you have successfully interacted with, which means they stay out of the bag. Because now since you have hacked the system, you know a bit more about the system. So next time you hack, you actually know that there's statistically a worse chance of drawing blue ones, which means you should not keep blue ones if you are drawing several colors. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. I've actually just made a realization too. So if we had personalities now, when Nate plays the hacking device, then he would be able to move an action card to the left if this were his personality, or if this were his personality.
And I will show you how that works. Yeah.
That's this is really neat. I like the extra flavor. And is there going to be choice on the personality, or does that just come naturally?
Yeah, it will be both choice, but it will be how you play the character.
Cool. Oh, okay. I can't wait to hear about that.
Okay. All right, so that was my action.
Yep. So
and then I my mission check. We're not quite there. No enemies at the moment. But so
first you finish your turn. First you finish your turn, which is cooldown, flip your action token and activation token, and the turn token.
Yeah. What's the activation token again?
That's
just so that we know who's played.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay. So and I moved this guy from 3 to 2, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So, and if you had more cards, you would move all of them 1 slot to the left.
Okay.
And you move the turn token down by 1. So.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, Flash, you are up. The console is all yours.
But now you flip your tokens back, because you have both your turns can go now. Like, so
Oh,
you
I
can
thought.
decide
Oh, okay.
whether or
I
not
thought
you
that
want
was
to
his.
continue or.
I thought it
yeah.
reset after that. So that's
We've
fine.
done our
Since you both flipped them, you can then flip them back, and now you can
reset.
decide. Yeah.
So yeah, Nato, why don't you go again and see if your hacking prowess can continue?
Well, I don't have my hacking device that quite as
yes.
readily available, but I can get it back next turn
Oh, okay.
with
So
one action.
should Nato have used the basic interact, or oh no, that was just for attacking? Or wait,
No,
interact
basic
with an
interact
engine.
can also, it can also interact, but you can get a maximum of 3.
Yeah,
So,
you have to.
so
Right.
you know, you want to use your good cards also, but it all depends, right?
Yeah, I think what I'll
Okay.
do is I'll get in position, and then I'll rest so that it rushes my hacking card through.
Yeah, that might
So-
be wise.
So this guy has to go in the 3 spot,
Yeah.
and I gain a focus, but that's okay. I don't need it. And I'm gonna move diagonally through the door here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I roll a dice as well. So +1 movement
Yeah.
and
could be,
one shield.
all 1 shield. Yeah.
Or 1 shield. Well,
We're not in a
need
dilemma
I don't
right
need
now.
either of them, so
No.
that's fine. And then I'm going to take a voluntary rest.
Yeah.
Move these guys along.
Yeah. And then in the end of your turn,
That's
you
my
have
end
the
of my
free
turn.
rest
So
as well.
flip the
Yeah.
activation token, and
Yeah.
I have my hacking device. Oh, whoa,
Yeah.
sorry.
Exactly.
I have my hacking device back in hand.
Yeah.
I'm ready to hack.
And
If you
this
don't,
one goes down 1.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
we'll move the turn down 1.
Yeah.
I'm in position.
Now I'm
but-
wondering, it seems like, I mean, I'm just theorizing here, but we're probably moving throughout these rooms. So I wonder if I should get in position for the next challenge that's going to face us. Do you think, Nate, rather than coming over and doubling up on what you're doing here? So it seems like the pattern, if we look at it, there first we
Yeah.
went to this room and then we went to that room. So maybe going to this room over here might be.
If only we
advisable.
could speak with the designer to give him. to get
Yeah,
some insight.
exactly. I wish
Yeah,
I wish
that
his
would make any
face would
sense.
give something away,
Yeah.
anything at all.
I don't know. I can't remember. Like,
Mhm. It's
know.
challenging, but I
Sure,
think
sure. Yeah, I got it. I'll hack the system.
so how's about, should I just do the basic move and hope for a good die roll?
Go for it.
it's
And,
always good not to you overuse your good cards if you're like in a okay position, right? You want to make sure you have those cards for the tight
Yeah.
positions.
That's right. So I got
Ooh,
one
that's-
extra movement.
Yeah.
So, and this one's only worth 1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
1
that's,
plus 1. Yeah.
and I have to go back out that door. So 1, 2.
Yeah, but you can move up here if you want, like diagonal through here.
Oh, that's right. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And then I'll do that basic
that
move
again.
again. Nada.
No, that's +1.
Is that +1 attack though?
No,
No.
that's
+1 to
always
whatever's in the
upgrades
bracket,
card.
so you get to move
Right.
two.
Of course. So, oh, that's cool. So I'll deke across the corner for
Mhm.
1, 2, maybe end up around here.
Sure.
Okay, and then we go through.
Victory check. No.
Have to move the timer down by 1.
And pick up your card again.
Lovely. And that's back to you.
And
Yeah, now you can
so now
both flip, your,
flip
yeah,
the activation tokens. Oh, whoops, sorry. Flip your activations tokens again.
Exactly. You can lock those.
What's this command? Oh, you're the commander. That's right. That's
Right.
just a thing.
And it's mostly
Just for status.
yeah. It's mostly just for sometimes being able to split up the team, right? Making sure that you can create some tension.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. And remember,
Okay.
we've got that extra turn for me to use at some point, Nato.
I am hacking right now with my hacking device.
Perfect.
So I get 1 die with that.
Mhm.
So I get +1. So that gives me 4 interactions.
Yep.
1, 2,
Oh, the blue.
3. Oh, it's all down to this. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So you would choose what color to keep with the interaction, like the hacking
Yeah.
continues for your next action.
So yeah, so probably want
Oh,
to.
okay. So get rid of.
It could
purple
even
probably.
be another character who came up and finished the hacking, right? Because
So you probably want to keep red.
yeah, you would
okay.
keep the
So
two red
okay.
ones.
So
Yeah.
can I do another? Can I? Which one?
You would do like this here because the purple, you had one purple. Oh, sorry.
Oh yes, sorry.
That's
Yeah.
right. So it's almost
So
like you've already figured
yeah.
this much out. So you're really close, but you're like, I need a little more time.
Yeah, exactly. You have these two because you pulled one blue, one purple, and two red ones. So you would keep the two red ones.
Okay,
And
you
then
keep
put the
you
other
keep
two back in the bag. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep any color you want to keep.
Oh, okay.
Now you could decide to keep the others. That would be statistically weird, but
Yep.
you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do a
Right.
basic with my second action. I'll do a basic interact.
Oh, and let's hope you can do it.
So that gives me one. Oh, well,
Yep.
so I'll just keep reusing this die here. No, shield. Great.
You
Okay.
can re-roll. You can use a focus to re-roll.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'll use
Yes.
a focus.
Absolutely.
I don't like that roll. So.
that.
There, I like that
Okay.
roll much
Ooh,
better.
very nice.
3.
This is boding well.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, oh, there's 4 white tokens in there. Okay, so
Yeah.
Oh,
There you
yeah.
go.
Okay.
You've done it.
So
Very impressive.
these ones stay out, and this one is also successfully activated.
So bit
Then
mission
you
check.
just have
You
to-
win.
Yeah, you just have to finish your turn first.
Yeah, so I still have to move this over 1, right?
Yeah, and you have to flip your
And
token.
no enemy, so I'm going to move everything
Mhm,
across. So I get these 2 cards back.
mhm.
Don't count on me doing any more hacking for a while. It's all on you. All right.
yeah.
Perfect.
And you
So-
both have your turns back. You know, you can flip your turn tokens instead
Okay.
of flip.
All right, and we move on with the story.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. I'll be
Hey,
Aaron. on the
Place
con-
2 thugs in. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Place
Okay.
2 thugs in. Oh, okay. So they're over there.
Mhm.
Ah,
And does that mean the blockades are gone now too, or do the blocked
No,
path?
it only the campaign map only shows you what changes.
Just the new
because-
things. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You cannot
Yeah.
keep track on all the other things that would be
Right.
You know.
Yeah, it would clutter it up. So every player gets all their weapon and gear cards back in hand and is now able to use them again.
wow.
Mhm.
Their
Apparently
security
mine
system.
were stored in the computer room, apparently.
Their security system is compromised. I have access to their vault in my ship. I'll pick up my crew members in the bar area and meet you on board my ship. It seems that the Hellfires have been alerted to your presence. Get yourself out of there ASAP. I don't pay dead people.
Who are you? What are you doing in this area of the station? It seems that you've ducked your nose too deep into an affair that wasn't of your concern. I'll have my guards take care of your pathetic thieves. Of you pathetic thieves. So we got 6 turns again. We have to eliminate all enemies. So
Oh,
that's
thank
no-
goodness. I thought we were down to 2 turns to take them out. I forgot that we got reset. That's,
Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
really helpful.
Yes.
So here, the thing is, as you see on your player aid, you have your mission check, and then after that, the enemies move. So
Okay.
the enemies always get the first move after a mission update. So they get the jump on you, right? And that's to create some change.
Ah, okay.
So,
well, good thing I'm
um,
well out of the way then. I guess I'll
Well-
be coming after you, Randall.
you can see here, the thing is that up here, it's still a Word document, so it will be much nicer once
Yes.
you know, but there's an EBM called apprehensive attack. And EBM is the behavior manual, the enemy behavior manual, which is a bunch of cards
Okay.
that you have to search through in order to find the card that matches that specific type, right? So we are going to, and I've just created it as a PDF in this TTS version, right?
Okay.
But it's a card here that says apprehensive attack, and it has a front and a back, a red side and a yellow side.
Okay.
On the enemy's first turn, they will use the red side here. And then on their next turn, after one of you go, it will flip to the yellow side. And then those enemies will go. And the thing is, a maximum of 2 enemies can go on the enemy's turn. So if there were 3 red enemies, the 2 red enemies with the lowest initiative would go, and the third one would not do anything. And the same for the yellow.
Okay, how
And-
do we know their initiative?
Yeah, the initiative is on their bases, and the bases is red or yellow, right?
Okay,
And on this red guy here, there is a 1. And on these yellow guys, there's a 1 and a 2, right?
gotcha.
And they are also used as health counters. So you can see
Okay, yes.
guys on 4 health, right?
Yeah, that's like Gloomhaven, like that reminds me a
Yeah,
little bit like that. Yeah.
And it's a good way to do it in TTS instead of having all kind of counters or stacks.
Yeah.
Or whatever, right?
For sure.
So, the thing is that if we just look at this guy, we can see he has the same stats as everyone else in terms of how the layout, but his stats is 1 range. He has a movement of 3, 2 damage. He deals 2 damage. He has 1 permanent shield and 4 health.
Okay.
So that's his stats, right?
Okay.
So when we look at the apprehensive attack card over here, we can see that it is like programming. So you have lowest initiative, who moves, and the target is nearest player. The second action that would then happen is he deals damage to the same player. And that's
Gotcha.
how you read the actions. So he has
Okay.
2 actions. He can have up to 3 if it's another behavior, so on. So he would move in order to get into
He
range.
moves and he hits me.
He moves here, 2 of his 3 actions. Now he's within range to hit you, and he hits you for 2.
Okay.
Forgive this question, but where is NATO's health points?
Yeah, the thing is, health is dynamic here. So there's shields, and that is part of the health. So he would take 1 damage on his shield because he has 1 permanent damage, right?
Yeah.
1 permanent shield, right?
Okay.
Yes.
But in the sense that if you do not have shield left, and the enemies still deal damage to you, you draw damage cards, and these cards is placed on your cooldown track. So let's just draw one.
Ah.
Oh, that's neat.
And for example, this one would be placed on 3, on the slot 3. So this would block you from playing another card in there, right?
Hmm. Oh, so it like injures you or makes it so you're stunned for a moment or something. You need to recover.
Yeah, exactly. So you can draw different ones. It says different things. Like let's say you drew another one. Like if you had 2 damage and no shield, you got 2 damage. You would have to draw 2. You would have to draw 2 cards, like one after another. If it was also a 3, you would have to put it on 4.
Ah.
Hmm.
And in the instance, of course, that you can no longer put down a damage card, like if you draw another one that's at 3 or 4, you would be unconscious, and that's where somebody else would have to come and heal you before you could.
Oh, okay.
Oh, neat. Okay.
But the thing is, if you had one that's set on 2, you would get this card that is on 2. You would get that back as a adrenaline rush.
Oh, interesting.
So sometimes
Okay.
it would be helpful to get damage if it hits the right spots, but it might also just block you, because it still blocks you if after you get your card back, you have more options, but you still have fewer slots to perform it in. Right?
Hmm.
Now I'm curious, is this game, I assume you've played it with solo player and in co-op. Which is the better experience, do you think? And I know that's a hard question, because people who are playing solo, are they going to enjoy this as much as each individual playing, say if there's 2 or 3 people playing?
I'm not a solo player myself, but one guy, he reached out to me, and he had burned through the first all the missions in this chapter within a week or something.
Oh, wow.
He definitely enjoyed it. And I've had other people who really enjoyed the solo experience of having these 2 characters they play with. Right? I'm much more of a cooperative player myself. So.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
It comes down to taste.
So so then yellow goes next.
They go on their next turn. So that would be after your turn. They
Oh,
go
okay.
between your turn. So they shift between red and yellow.
Oh, I see. Okay. How do you track that?
You don't have to.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because
Just remember.
the card you have it already on red, right? So you just flip it on your next turn. Like on your next turn, you just flip it, then you have the yellow one, then you flip it back again, then you have the red one.
That makes sense.
It also makes it so that you cannot sneak peek at what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Because that's
Okay.
not fun.
Yeah.
So
Perfect. All right. So I'm taking damage here, Flash. You got to come to my rescue.
That's trouble. Yeah. Do you think we should focus on killing one guy off at a time and group
Yeah.
up,
Well,
make them come to us? Or do you want to split up and These guys do less damage. They only do 1 damage each.
But they've ranged weapons though.
They do. So is it helpful at all, Emil, for us to get in close? Does that like lessen the power of their weapon at all, or?
No, there's no modifications of that sort of type. There is weapons that have limited range, also in terms of how close they can shoot, but that would be on the card. So there's no arbitrary, you have to remember benefits or penalties of that sort.
Okay. This seems like a good time to use my extra action if I can get in and take a couple of pot shots at somebody.
Yeah. Well, you got all your weapons back, so
I think maybe it's time to do that charge.
I've heard good things about this pulse rifle, so.
Right, yes. So charge and deal 2 damage to an adjacent enemy. That seems like what I want to do because I need to get into range, right? Yes.
Well,
right?
your pulse
That's a
rifle
2.
has 7 range though, so you're in pretty good shape.
Oh, so maybe you think maybe I should shoot from here and let them come to me? They're 4. Is that diagonal 4?
They can get you anyway, so it doesn't matter.
4 is just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Like I wouldn't worry about the movement unless you want to get in range to deal some damage.
Right. So you're probably right. As long as I can hit them, I might as well just fire away. Right.
Yeah.
Hit them with the pulse rifle.
Yeah, see what happens with that, and then if you get any.
Okay.
If you get anywhere with it, then.
I get 1 die for this, so let's see how we do here.
Okay.
All right. So that is 3 damage.
Yep.
You made fun of this pulse rifle. It's not that bad.
I guess we'll shoot the guy who's closest first.
Yeah. So now he's not. Oh, he has no shield. So yeah,
he has only 3 health. Yeah.
3 health and no shield. So that was a headshot.
Yeah. Bob, he just came to work. He wanted to provide for his family, and it was, thank you for that, right?
Guy just ran in like an idiot and died instantly. Poor fella. I kind of feel bad for him now.
Yeah, they probably don't have any insurances, those guys. So
yeah.
So I get a second action here.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can maybe take the extra action and run a bit. Well.
Yeah, I can do the charge
you
and the
need
attack.
to get a bit closer anyway, right?
It has to be adjacent. So I can go 1, 2, 3. I need at least 1 more square to be adjacent. Or can I get near your guy? 1.
But you have an
2.
extra action.
I can get next to your guy.
Okay.
With the charge.
Oh, okay. Yep.
So, and then the T-ray gun takes up the same slot. So I don't think I'll be able to attack a second time this turn. And then following turn, I'll be on cooldown because my number 2 slot will still be taken.
Well, no, you'll be able to use the.
You have 6 turns to kill them, so.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that, Emil?
You have 6 turns to kill them, so.
We got lots of time. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna charge in, and then I get 0 dice for that, but I can move 3 squares, so I'll go 1, 2.
The only thing is,
3.
remember this guy has a shield, so you're only going to do 1 damage on him.
Right. Oh, okay. At least we can he's got 4 health away. I better start chiseling him down and give him another target to shoot at so that you don't take all the damage.
Sure.
All right. So then
you flip your activation token.
Right. I guess it doesn't really make. Oh, you know what? I could do the rest thing too. For my extra action.
You get a free rest. Oh, you mean for your extra action?
Oh, takes weight. I'm right beside this guy. Deal 1 extra. You know what? I'm going to do. Oh no, that's a 3.
But it's also adjacent characters.
Oh, so it would be
not
Nate.
Enemies. So
Nate
that
as
would
well.
Also Nate as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. All right. So that's probably good for this turn.
Okay. So you need to.
You need to cool down. Also.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do that and rest your cards. Okay, and we have not yet won the missions, so it's the yellow enemy's turn, yeah?
So we flip this then?
Yeah, then you flip it to the yellows. Yep.
Now, is it always apprehensive attack? Is that the...
For this is, but the segment might sometimes say if something happens, they will change behavior. So, but for this, and then another segment, and you will see the difference later on. Yeah.
So nearest player shoot damage nearest player, but I don't think we're within range.
No,
we?
no, no.
No, just out of
He's,
range.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, and there's also a wall, so he would not.
Oh,
be able
okay,
to
yeah,
shoot.
yeah. So
The only thing blocking line of sight is walls, but there is
Yep.
ones. Then he would then move towards the same player. He's tried to target, so he would advance. That's their protocol, to advance towards the target until they can see the target.
Oh, okay. So he can go one more.
See now from middle to middle, he can see Tarira that he was advancing towards, right? So he would stop here. He would stop whenever he's within range to deal damage,
okay.
even though he doesn't have, he will not deal damage now because he had his damage before, right? But whenever they move,
when
they
you go
would
middle
move
to middle
in.
there, you might need to move one more.
No, this is fine. This is middle to middle.
Oh, but it's just clipping that wall there.
Yeah, but and that's also mentioned is that the grid overrules the wall, so that diagonal and those movements is allowed, even though the wall from
I'm used to playing squad leader, where every little if it just nicks the edge that I can't see.
Deflects the bullet.
Well, it just blocks the line of sight. So anyway, okay, cool. So I am gonna have to. All right.
It feels like this will move fairly quickly. One of the criticisms I have of Imperial Assault and some of the Gloomhaven even is it just feels like it takes a very, very long time to just cross a room and open a door, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like this, if we knew how to play, it would move in a very snappy way.
Yeah, that is one of my things that I want to put emphasis on, because it's the ease of play is what makes some games just get to the table more often, and in general just make it a nicer experience. So yeah, definitely, because if it all goes into a kind of like you're trying to solve a math problem, then it's it gets a bit too clunky. So that's also why the only line of sight is just there cannot be a wall between you guys, right? You can shoot through your own guys and through enemies and choose one. Because I just figured out that it was not fun sitting and being like, oh, now he's within sight, now he's not within sight, like that. That was not what this game was looking for. So
all right, so let me.
So you'll take initiative here, Nate?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, so I rolled. So this is So this is an interesting choice then. So I can do two damage or 3 damage, but I maybe want that shield. So maybe I'll take that, and I'll hit my dude.
Would it kill him if you applied the damage to him instead? No. So he's alive anyways.
So either do 2 damage or 1 damage. So I'm thinking.
But still going through his shield is harder than
Yeah. So how do you?
So you should do the damage to him, because once you've broken through his shield, you might as well.
No, but it's
do as
permanent
much
shield,
damage as possible.
It's permanent shield though.
Yeah, it's permanent, but that also means once you break through, you want to get as much damage after that.
Yes.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Take him down to 1, and then I can finish him off.
Well, I've still got another action. Maybe I can deal.
Oh yeah. And plus, I'm here to absorb for you if this guy comes shooting at us. So.
Okay, so I guess this is not as going to be as good, but I'm going to shoot. Now I can't. I can only hit the one guy, but actually that'll kill him anyway, I think.
Yeah.
This is just out of curiosity, Emil, but would you say people tend to solve this in the same way, or do people have very different approach? Because you've done 100 times with this, so do people? Is human behavior guiding what people tend to do, or?
It's funny to see those people who played a bit more like you guys, because you're like suspecting everything right away and you were moving over here and stuff like that, where some people are more like go happy, go lucky kind of.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a difference in how people solve it. And some people are like, I just want to kill. So there's enough difference that, once you go to the other missions, the second mission, of course, for example, has a stealth and a combat element, so you can actually stealth your way through the entire mission.
Oh, neat.
Wow.
There's a video game like that. Was Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid, yeah.
That was a cool game.
Yeah.
All right, so I have done my game. I killed that big brute
Well
with
done.
my CQ Nano Blaster.
Mm-hmm.
So that is my go. So I flip the token here.
Did you cool your cards down?
I'm gonna cool. Oh, I got to move this action thing over. Cool
You
my
can always
card.
see if people have anything left in slot 4, they have not cooled down, right?
Yes.
That would not be. And
Okay.
since the reds are no longer there, you would not flip the card back to the red side. You would keep
Right.
it on yellow, so they become more dangerous.
Okay. So
They get heightened sense of danger since they saw their comrades die.
Yeah. So
that guy
the-
blasts 4
yeah,
flash.
exactly. Yeah.
All
You got a
right.
lot of shield though.
I do.
Flash.
I can
fine.
handle it.
You're
I can slither
fine.
around and avoid it.
So he shoots you for the
Just for one,
damage
yeah.
again. Is
Yeah.
the damage?
Yeah. So you should probably have taken the damage as well from previous turn, right?
Oh, because I would have been in the line of sight. So one
Yeah,
extra
yeah, yeah.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot first and then
So
no, he wouldn't have taken it because he did damage, but we were out of range first.
the other but this is the other guy. He came right to shoot. So one of the guys came to shoot, right?
I think I
Or-
killed the
Oh,
first
no,
guy
you
before he
killed him.
moved.
Sorry.
Oh yeah.
This, don't listen to me. I've been
Yeah,
playing
you just-
too many. I cannot.
Yeah.
I can no longer differentiate.
Yeah.
That's
Oh.
fine. We could take it. One little puny guy.
Yeah.
So this dude then shoots for 1 damage. Where does it say their damage that they do?
It's red
Oh,
one
right there.
on the-
Okay, 1
yeah.
damage. And then okay,
Yeah,
cool.
so he
Now we
shot
can gang up
the-
on this guy. Do you want to do the honors there, Flash? Or?
Oh yeah. Let's snipe him. Oh wait. Do I actually have the weapon slot to do it?
I don't know.
Because my T-ray gun has to go into the 2 spot and it's taken. Once per action, you may spend 1 focus to add 1. What's the way that I move my cycle the cooldown?
You mean you rest? and
Just
then
rest.
Just do a rest for my first action.
But this one here, you can. This is once per action. You may spend 1 shield to add a die to your action. So you can play this one in 4, so you have it.
Okay.
And then when you play the next card, you could spend a shield in order to add a die to your action, which could be quite powerful, of course, because some cannons they really upgrade.
Oh no, sorry, sorry, Brandon. What he's saying is put the intimidating battle cry in 4
to keep it up there.
to keep it
Right.
going
Okay.
as
Sorry.
long as
And you
possible.
get 2 dice right away with it. So you roll 2
Oh,
dice.
nice.
They will not upgrade anything in terms of +1s and 2s, but they might give you movement or shield.
Oh,
So-
okay.
Yeah,
Take that
ooh.
shield.
Lots of flexibility.
And there's a
Okay.
movement too, so you can advance towards
Take
the
a shield and a
enemy.
movement.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's do that then. So we'll get that shield back up to full. We'll move 1 closer. I guess I can go here to let you. Oh, you said people can pass through anyways.
Yeah, diagonal
So-
through doorways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll get me nice and
Now
close
you
for
can
one.
blast him with your T6 ray gun.
And can I
And
put
you
that
get
in the 3
2
spot?
Yeah.
So
You
now
can
you have
always
2
put it
extra
higher than the number it has.
Now you have
Right,
2
okay.
extra die on your damage.
Oh, brilliant.
If you want, you can
Ooh, and
you can sacrifice a shield. It says you can spend a shield to
Yep.
get another die on that gun, right?
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
let's
Do
do that.
it.
I'm gonna
do it.
bring that down by 1.
Do your intimidating battle cry.
And this is just 1 die, right?
No, now 2.
So then with it would be 2.
No,
Because it
sorry,
already
where's-
has a die.
So
it has a die.
there's 1
here.
on the gun,
Right. Okay.
and
Yeah,
then
and
1
you
with
have-
your intimidating battle cry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, 2
Right.
movement and
And 2 extra
2
damage.
damage.
So I can do 3 damage, and
That's
he has
enough.
no shield, and
Well,
Jesus.
eliminated.
Lesser Bob also died.
Victory.
It's kind of nice though to start these early missions where they're nice and easy. You get the concepts. You don't get slaughtered in the first mission, and then
No,
I
exactly.
imagine we'll run into some tougher baddies or more baddies later. But
Yeah. So you just cool down and flip your token, and you have once you've ended your turn, you can move to the next scene.
All right. Oh, this has some more baddies. All right.
Ooh, looks like we're safely stowed in that room.
It's your reading, though.
Okay.
Gracious.
We're ready for takeoff from hangar deck 17. Unfortunately, the Hellfires have put our ship on the tractor beam lock, so we won't be going anywhere unless you disable it from the control room. It seems that they've also locked the gangway door to the ship. You know what to do. Get moving and don't get killed.
Okay, for better or worse, you have my attention, and you won't be going anywhere until I'm through with you. I'll set an example with you for any other party to see that the Hellfires are not to be taken lightly.
I like this cutscene approach where it's just a little bit of flavor adds in
and
between.
then you move on, and you're back to the story.
You start to connect to your character a little more.
So we have 10 turns to open the door, disable the console, and get all players aboard the ship, or eliminate all enemies. I'm thinking, well, there's only two. There's 2 red, 2 yellow.
Yeah.
Well, we can try and do both. I've got my hacking device, so we can get in there and see what we can.
I would say that's the only reason why somebody failed was that they tried to do both. So you.
Oh well, I figure we have to get into that.
Just
room
run
anyway
for it.
Take out that.
Yeah, you are teleported into this room to begin with.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a team spot here that says, that the team can start in those 4 squares. So.
Oh, okay. Was that? Where are you seeing that? Was that on this mission perimeter?
It's on the mission.
Oh,
map.
up there. Oh, team there. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Because sometimes I would just teleport people because who likes to walk, right?
I like this is as we're reading that the bad guys magically appear. Everything's all set up for us. This is brilliant.
but I think this goes to the point that it accelerates the game, so you don't have to do all that like let's lumber around and maneuver. It just sort of lets the game flow.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So do you want to go first, Nato?
I don't really have
the enemies go first, of course, because you've just updated, right?
Let's do the enemies first.
Here they actually change to a different. They change to disorganized attack.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's getting chaos. They realize we're about to get away.
Yeah. So, and here you can see there is a condition. So if the activated enemy was damaged last turn, use the third, the exclamation mark, the third row instead. So if you time it, so you can damage them. If you time it correctly, you can damage them to actually let them flee instead of, they don't want to kill you for, they also have their life, right? They might cherish their life, right? So
NPCs are people too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like this better than the way Gloomhaven just has they just march towards you until one of you dies. But I like that they have a bit of programming.
I really enjoy and there are many behaviors. There's some where there's visual attack and some way it's planned attack because they're being waiting for you, and like you can put it together so that it really feels like the enemies have a agenda too, like they want to maybe survive or they want to cover their bases or whatever. So,
as games grow and evolve too, this allows you the chance to change the behavior of the NPCs then too, right? So they're not always going to be behaving in the same way, in a predictable way, which adds more strategy elements to a player side of things.
Yeah,
very good.
So my weapons are all a ways up, so I'm just wondering if I should just rest twice and get everything back.
Right, yeah.
But first you will have to let these guys move in.
Yeah, so let's let these guys move. So the red goes first?
Yeah, the red goes first, and they would, they're both melee, so they cannot reach you no matter what, but they would do 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Like one of them is moving towards nearest and the other towards furthest.
Okay.
But it doesn't matter when you're close to each other, but once you split up, if you split up, then suddenly it will matter.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice too, because then you don't get them all molesting a single player.
Exactly.
So, because I'm.
You need your hacking rig, right? So.
Well, yes and no. I mean, we could run away from these guys and force our way in to hack that thing because they're pretty slow, aren't they? The red dudes. What's their movement speed? The red guys?
It says 3 here on
3. Okay.
and they
okay.
it's only every second turn, right? So
Yeah.
they
So
will,
they're pretty slow. We could just go take out
Just
these.
edge ahead of them slowly.
Yeah. Just stay slightly away from them so they can't quite get to us. So anyway, I'm thinking that I should probably rush.
and NATO you cannot be hit. Like Memnon is impenetrable in terms of the yellow enemies. So
Wow,
yeah, that's right. So
that's nice.
So I can just walk in there and I can take all their fire if you want.
They're red enemies though, right? So they will potentially damage you. They do 2 damage?
No, but I'm saying they're a ways away yet. So
yeah, no, okay.
So I'm thinking what I'll do is I'll rest for now, get my hacking rig up, and maybe we can get the hack going. That might be and then I'll rush here. So I roll 1 die. So I have 5 movement and gain of focus, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, there's no door there, so yeah, you have to go around.
Sorry, yeah. But 1.
Oh, okay, right.
4, 5, I think is as far as I can go. Yeah, I think we can outrun these red dudes if I can hack this.
Yeah.
We can get on the ship.
Nice.
And we have to hack the door on the ship, or does it open automatically?
Yeah. It always has to.
Okay. So yeah, if you get hacking early, then it can hopefully cycle through by the time. And I can do a basic interact too.
Yeah.
So,
you might be able to.
So you're done your go then, NATO?
Yeah, good. So
and you cool everything down. There you go.
Move
the turn.
You moved the turn, did you? Oh no.
I did not.
All right. Enemy yellow.
Okay.
Watch, it says they use a concentrated attack +1 damage. That breaks it. So first guy, nearest player, shoots and moves to the last activated player. So am I the last activated Flash? Okay.
Because you have just had your turn, so that's the last activated.
Okay. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. So how do you determine which one's the first in this case?
There's a 1 and a 2 on, so this one is the lowest initiative.
Okay, that's what that number's for.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So this guy, he moves. Oh, sorry. What does he do?
First he shoots.
He shoots, but he can't shoot through the wall. He can't damage me anyway.
Then he just moves here. Then he's next
into
to you.
my.
Then he can see you. Yeah.
1, 2, right into my path.
Yeah.
That
he would only move here because then he's
there.
Already he can shoot you from there.
And
now he's like he chose the wrong profession.
They're lazy, lazy bad guys.
And it's like, oh no.
Okay. Now this guy can already see me. Does he still move?
No.
Okay, so he just shoots then.
Yeah.
Because he's got 4 range. So
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So he shoots me and I take no damage.
Exactly.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.
Yep. So you can choose to run from those big dudes.
Yeah, you both have your activations back. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I thought that reset. Doesn't that reset at the beginning of every mission?
Nope. It is fluent, so the mission update happens and you still keep your activation status. Because in that way, you don't have an alpha player who's like, oh, I can just go again. I can just go again.
Okay, gotcha. Yes. All right, perfect. Yeah. Okay, so what's up next here? So, okay, so you want to go first? The red's going to move next, so make sure you're at least 1 more space away.
Okay.
Yeah, just back away 2 spaces, and then you're fine.
So I'll queue up the basic move.
Yeah, that's fine. Sure.
Oh, that just goes into 0.
That goes into 0.
That goes into 0, of course, right?
No matter how bruised you are, you can always do basic move and basic interact.
Right.
Just get out of the way. Oh, perfect.
Okay, that's great. So 3.
And you can always spend a shield to get another die if you really need to.
Yeah.
3. Okay, and that would be line of sight because I can shoot right under Nate's armpit.
Yeah.
If we want to knock that guy out.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you don't have any guns though.
I do not. So
So
I
you
guess
could
just
use
basic
your-
move again. Try to get. Oh, wait, sorry. Can I dodge past this guy, or is he blocking the door?
No, you can do like diagonal here, right? Diagonal through
Okay,
the doorway.
thanks. I'll
So,
just
yeah.
dodge
Yeah,
my
you
way
could
through.
you could charge and see if you could kill him.
Can I? Yeah.
Do a
Okay.
charge.
Let's do that.
Now you don't get any
Charge.
die,
Oh yeah.
so
Okay.
you'd have to spend a shield to get a boost.
And what's his stats? Will I be able to
Oh,
just
but
kill him?
you no, because the damage is not upgradable, right? So
Oh, okay. Right, because it's not in brackets.
no.
So that's a waste. So let's not
Okay.
do that.
All right.
Okay. So
Well,
the
but
charge,
yeah.
move 3 and deal 2 damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
we'll
just
go,
wondering.
1, 2, 3, and then
Mhm.
2 damage on this fellow.
Let's see if we can hit that like this. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay. Brilliant.
All right. All right, and then that's your. So you flip your activation token. So you rest your cards now.
Excellent. Got the weapon back. That's nice.
Mission check. We're not quite done the mission yet. And enemy red.
They're lumbering or long behind us.
How do you flip this?
Just here on the sides there are like
Oh.
small. Yeah, so you want to go
Nice.
to
Oops.
this one here. Yeah, this
Okay.
organized
Right.
attack. Yeah.
So first guy moves to nearest player. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess moves to
does-
me.
yeah.
So 1, 2, 3. Oops. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then this guy does the same to the most distant player.
Yeah. I mean, you're still so
basically-
close, so
Yes.
that would not change anything. Yeah.
So there's a little bit, maybe a little bit of judgment on the part of the players as far as where the enemy ends.
Well, you can always count it because the enemies have the protocol that says that straight lines are shorter than diagonal lines. So you could
Okay.
always, if you wanted to go into that kind of detail, you would always know who they would target because of that. And also, if they had to move more diagonal to go to you, you're further away. So in that way, you can always determine it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and in the case where you're completely aligned, for some reason, it's the last activated player that is the tiebreaker.
Okay, nice. Okay, so I'm going to take my action, and I'm gonna shoot with my K90. Get a couple of die here to help me out.
Nice. Who are you shooting at?
The guy in front of the console. Well, what do you think? I should probably get
Well,
that
you
guy.
just roll first because you don't have to target before you. So you perform
okay.
the action once you have your data.
So
Oh, okay. Now,
actually,
the
yeah,
advantage, will he target me over NATO because I'm directly adjacent to him?
You are more adjacent to him. Yeah.
So, and I
Anyway, I'll
could
get
take
rid of
damage from
him.
him. So,
'cause
yeah,
he
and the
just
other
has
guy.
the
I'm-
1 health, and then I'll be able to get a movement and a shield out of it. So
Perfect.
I think that, and then I'm in position to start hacking.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to start hacking.
So
Right
it might
now.
actually be advantageous to us to leave the second yellow guy on because,
It would be.
yeah, he'll take up movement.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
those red guys will slow down. And,
That's funny.
and
Mhm,
since
mhm.
you're
This
the
is one
only,
of those weird gamey. I call them gamey effects where it's
Mhm.
yeah,
you know,
we'll leave
not
you visible.
really
and
realistic, but
Yeah.
yeah.
we want him to see you and think he can kill you, and he keeps
Yeah,
forgetting that
exactly.
you have a shield.
I just walk out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We can give the red guys to run around for a little bit longer.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, so I'm gonna hack for 4. All right. So let's see. 1,
Uh-oh. Okay.
2,
Oh, you need a white one now.
3. 4. Oh, I
Oh,
got
we
it.
got it.
Nice.
Wow.
So
Beautiful.
the red one goes back, and the other ones
Yeah.
stay out.
Okay, so we're actually
Perfect.
really increasing our odds here now of purple
Well, the
will likely
console
be our
has
next
been
hack.
hacked. So now we
Yeah.
just have to get through the door and
Mm.
on the ship. I like the ship. It's going to be 3D in the game, is it?
Yeah,
gonna be
it's
a-
going to be a box within the game because the ship is a playable area. So I wanted it to be a physical manifestation that you could get in and outside the ship.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
And
neat.
you have enemies who might board the ship and you will fight and run around the ship and be screaming and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But also because once you're done playing for a session, you just take the player mats or the player sheets and the cards and put into the ship, put the lid on, and you have the save game
Oh.
because there's no upkeep. So you just
Yeah.
are there and you're ready to fly in and unpack and go again.
Yeah, that's
So-
great.
Yeah.
Okay, so my activation is done. I'm going to, so I'm going to rest. So get my other gun back in. Now, the only problem is it's a while before I can hack. But
Yeah,
we've got
yeah.
a lot of purples in the bag. About
Yeah, so
8
you
out of,
can
Yeah, that's
probably
right.
basic interact your way out of the last.
yeah, we got
Yes.
8 out of 19 that are 8 out of 19 in the bag there. So, okay, so, and we move the token over. Okay. All right.
Okay, so it's only Flash who needs to.
Yep, Flash, you are, oh, sorry, the enemies need to go though, right?
Yeah.
So,
This is back to yellow. Yeah.
yeah, so yellow, whoops, gotta go. Okay. So damage on the nearest player and then move towards the last activated. So now
You in both cases.
probably see me there, right?
He can see you, so if he's just one closer, he would reach you, right?
Okay. So he
So he
needs to move within range, right?
Yeah, and he would go
Yeah.
one straight there, then he's within range, and now he can shoot
Okay,
you
and then he
next
shoots
time.
me, but oh well. I've got my permanent shield.
And it would be on his next turn he would shoot you, right? Because he shot before he
Oh,
moved.
okay.
So
Okay.
like it's
Shoot
very
first, yeah.
inefficient enemies now, right? But you would probably experience how I have aligned their actions to be more efficient once you get further into the game.
Oh,
right?
yeah,
They
yeah.
would
This is
move
just
and
an
then do
intro.
double attack or
Yeah.
whatever, right?
It's just an intro scenario, so that's good.
Well, my other question for you, Emil, is when people are choosing, are you noticing a certain preference of character right off the hop, or is it fairly evenly split among all the characters?
I would say that, of course, the ones that are illustrated has a bit more appeal, but especially Memnon has been picked, and Salia, the Guardian over here, like those two, like they're very easy to distinguish, and it's like, okay,
Yeah.
those characters, they punch people in the face a lot.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I think those are the ones.
And which one would you choose if you were taking
Well,
on this mission?
I love these. There are some guys here like Basilius and Hero who are very versatile and have supportive actions also, which
Okay.
I really like. So they play very differently, and you can see some. We can look at some of the other cards afterwards.
Yeah.
Nobody likes to take the
see.
Terran players though, because they're so boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Don't
be an
wanna be
alien.
human.
Why
Don't
would you
wanna
want
be
to be human?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so Randall, you were up.
Great. Okay. So
Make
I
your way
need
to the
be-
door. Just stay ahead
making
of
a
those
move.
red dudes.
Yeah, we'll make a basic move.
+2.
So yeah, and that is in brackets, is it not? Yes, it is. So that's 3, which is pretty ideal.
So can you now? Is that adjacent enough to hack?
The doors have 3 adjacent, right? 3 on
Yes,
each side.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
So
okay,
may as
and
well
then-
start hacking then.
Yeah, let's hack away. So basic interact.
And you can you could
Spend some
you
shield.
have this intimidating, so you could spend the
Oh,
shield
yeah.
to get another. That might be crucial.
Yeah, let's do that. So I get 2 dice then.
Yeah.
And I need to lower my shield. Lots of shield here. Okay.
Okay.
Right,
+2.
So +2, and I get another one, so 3. So
Yeah.
let's.
So you can hack it with 3 purples. That's all you
A
need. is
blue.
3 purples.
That's not so good.
Oh,
2
geez.
blues. Wow. So, and sorry, how do we know how many of
It's
each
written
color
on
token?
top. It's written on top.
There's
Now
8 blues.
it will be a clause back, but it would be written in the rule book, so you can do the math.
Yeah.
So
you
Nate, I'm
gotta-
thinking throw
you
away
gotta
blue.
throw the 2 blues back. And keep
Yeah, I
Blues
gotta
are hopeless at this.
start on it, and you can finish the
Yeah,
deal.
start. I've got to rush in to save the day.
Oh wait, I can do an extra action. So I'll do a second interact with my my champion's second aid. Yeah, now's the time because I want to be the hero. I don't want Nate to get all the glory. So I'm gonna spend another shield.
Yeah, that's how you. And if you roll really poorly, use your focus. You know.
Oh yeah, exactly. So there's
okay,
another 3.
Okay. There's another 4. And,
4. Oh, you got to be able to hack.
4. I
or
need is
you can go for 3, and then you can
1.
have the other move to just move in.
Oh, what are you
2,
doing?
3.
What are you doing?
4. Well, that was pretty poor. Now I'm wondering if I should actually keep the reds instead.
Well, actually, we can only keep 1 color, right?
Yeah, 1 color. Yeah.
That's right. So do we want 2 reds or 1 purple?
But that means we've got 8 out of 16. Like half of them are going to be purples if we send them back. We only need 2.
All right.
That's the worst hack I've ever seen in my
That
life.
was pretty awful. Yeah. Okay. So you wanna send back the reds and blues, or
well, the reds we've already got 3 out, and the greens already so we have 2 wild and 8 purple. So you've got 10 out of 16. That's the odds you're drawing into, and you're still messing it up. So
and so we would have to throw this purple back.
No,
we keep
the
it
purple,
regardless.
Right? Yeah.
You only keep 1 color, so you have to.
Yeah.
I have to get rid of all of these. Okay. You want to keep the purple then, Nate?
Yes, because that's
wow.
At least because we have that way we have at least 10 out of the 18 that are possible, right? So
okay.
Yep. It's just the worst hack I've ever seen.
It was pretty terrible. I'm more of a fighter, not a hacker.
Okay, so we flip your activation
token.
And we lose a whole turn on that ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Okay, and you rest your cards.
Okay, now the red guys lumber forward.
Now they're going to.
They're gonna, yes. You could have won the game for us, and instead
we have to suffer through these slow guys.
Then we may have to eliminate the. We may actually have to fight these guys.
Well, you certainly have to get away there so they don't bottleneck you.
Yes, yes.
Oh, yes. So you better go first, NATO.
But Emil, I was planning on not having to do
Just
anything.
gonna lounge around in that room there.
I was just figuring I could get away with it, but no. So, geez, I don't even.
I think I was just. My character just got nervous with all these bad guys like hovering. I was like, my big fat serpent fingers pushed the wrong buttons.
Oh, and you also have the commander title, right? It's like, oh, it's too much pressure.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. These claws are not built for hacking.
Oh, now I'm too far away from the door. Now I just gotta shoot these dudes.
Please don't be the reason that we don't pass the mission, Nate.
Oh,
if you're unable to finish it.
This is going to be the story that Emil tells. Well, there's only 2 failed attempts.
Yeah.
One of them was legendary tactics with Flash's brutal hack.
So
they're
legendary in their own way.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. Whoa! Whoops.
If you put your rotating.
Oh yes, that's right.
Okay. 45 degrees, then you will.
I'm gonna blast those guys. I don't get any dice.
You also was it 2 enemies? Yeah.
Ooh, they have 4 health.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've whittled them down, but.
Yeah, that's also neat.
Okay.
It's gonna be a while before I'm ready to. Jeez.
Well, luckily the yellow guy he gets turned now, right? So
shoots me and that's it. So we're good. Just leave it on the red. There's no point.
I need to play Android Netrunner more to refine my hacking skills.
You do.
Yeah.
All right. The time is ticking down. You'd better have a basic interact that you can.
Well, I'm thinking maybe you better go first this time.
No, I've
Or is
already.
this-
That
this
was my
is-
turn.
That was your turn. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I guess
Basic interact. There's
Guess we're
nothing
gonna
else you
go
need to
with-
worry about right now.
we're gonna go with the hack. Are you sure you want?
going to
I'm too far
take
away
the
from the
shield.
door.
Take the shield.
All right.
Use the shield.
I'm using the shield. I'm going all in.
Okay.
Yeah.
When the game designer suggests something, I'm going to accept that. That seems like
He just
wise.
wants to go to bed.
Yeah. It's
I
a
want
pretty
to
late
see
for you.
somebody take some damage. It is.
Yeah,
See,
you wanna see some
My die
damage.
rolls, you can't say my die rolls were terrible. This is pretty sweet.
Oh.
Yes, it's just the
It's a
draws.
4.
It's
So now I just need 2 purples. Here we go.
Oh
Red.
no, that's
Red.
not possible. Come
Oh,
on.
NATO, I should have kept the reds. You're killing me here.
three.
There's one. There
Yes.
it is.
Ooh.
Oh, thank goodness.
Jeez,
Uh,
don't press your luck.
that
anymore.
was a. Oh,
Wow.
these go into
Oh,
the
they
bag.
go back
again. Yeah,
That's right.
but there's no more to hack, so it's all.
Oh,
Now we still have to
That's
actually
good.
make it inside the ship, so it's still
Yeah.
possible for me to get caught somehow. So, all right. So do your basic move then. Let's.
oh, right, because I get a second one. So,
Mhm.
yep. Okay. Basic move it is, and that's just the one die roll, I believe.
Yep.
Mhm.
One.
right.
Okay.
You are in the ship,
Okay.
just inside the door, blocking.
Yeah,
the
I'll
way.
just.
But you can go diagonal through the
No,
door. So
yes,
it's
you can
Oh,
go
yeah,
down.
that's right. So then I can jump out of the way for you.
All right. Fire up those engines. This red's gonna come and clobber me, I think now, aren't they?
yeah. Well, they only have you to target, so.
Well,
Yeah,
this is
don't-
where you get to demonstrate damage, I think.
Don't
So-
worry. I've hacked the console. I've warmed up the ship. All I need you to do is get your arse in here.
First guy, he just swings and then he moves, right?
The first one moves and
And
then
the
swings, and the other one swings and moves. So it's 2 damage no matter what. No.
Take this one hit.
Yeah.
So
So
what?
it's only 1 hit on your shield. So no problem. You're fine.
All right. So we restore our activation tokens now,
Mhm.
and I should be able to. You know what? I'm gonna rush because I'm
Yeah,
out of here.
that's wise.
Yeah.
Okay,
Super.
perfect. Da-da-da.
Cool.
So is that mission over then, right?
Yeah. Then you would
I guess
finish
we
your
should-
turn, but you can just go to the
Yeah.
success page. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, perfect.
I'll read Camriel.
You take
here.
Camriel. Yeah.
We're in a neutral space, roughly 10 clicks from Fury's Fall. No pursuers. You may step down from your action stations. We'll be cruising in the shadows of the planets in the habitable zone to avoid the sporadic radiation burst of the suns.
You and your team certainly didn't disappoint. I have, of course, transferred a substantial fee to your accounts for the trouble. However, I believe you didn't come here for a quick cash grab. Let us get through the debrief so we can continue the conversation about more important matters.
Very cool. Did the team eliminate all the enemies?
No.
Ooh, no.
So we get nothing in our legacy
Oh, boy.
folder.
So
If
yeah,
yes.
this would be where you would paint like this example here, where you would.
Oh, so you,
would-
you
you
actually
would
would.
paint
So
one of
this is the
those, right?
legacy part. Okay.
Yeah.
So
you,
that means
you
we've
would,
become more of an enemy to the Hellfires.
Yeah, that would be something that could either be a way to threaten them by having more notorious
Yeah.
relationship, or it could be something it could be positive not have so many, so they would not take too much of an issue with you, right? So
Yeah.
So
Oh,
these
that's
here
neat.
will be painted, and some are pre-painted. You can see Flash has a since you're of the same species,
Oh,
you
Umbracious
tend to
loves
favor
you,
Umbracious, right? Because you're already of the same species.
He loves you.
Right. Oh, yes, very much so.
So, yeah. So that's part of the legacy, is that these relationships will open up
Ooh.
and close different avenues in the campaign. So at some
Ah.
point you might be asked, do you have this amount of collective relationship with that person? You might be able to do this or that.
Reminds me a little bit of the Firefly board game, Nate, where you have different relationships with different
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
much
different.
simpler kind of setup, but yeah, that's
Mhm.
neat. So
This is really
uh,
cool.
did you guys take any damage at any turn? Actually, where you drew damage?
No, we
marks or
didn't.
anything? No.
No, we were fairly impermeable.
So now
I
you can
did. I
talk
did.
about how
I did explain the
legendary-
damage cards, right?
You did, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, but you did sometimes you thought about what would be nice to do if you could, use your personality.
Right, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Let's finish up with that because we don't want to keep you forever here. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So the thing is, these are also permanent marks that goes into your personality. So of course your personality starts very limited because it grows with your choices and with your different actions in the campaign, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Memnon here starts with 1 mark in what is called supportive. You can see here on the other side, it has the names: dominant, inspiring, supportive, and cautious. So in the beginning of a mission, you get the amount of tokens matching the amount of marks you have, right? So let's say you also had 2 here in this one, for example, right? Then you would start with 2 of cautious and 1 supportive. These tokens are used to temporarily, for that specific action, boost your
upgrade
action,
it,
right? Yeah, exactly.
That's so cool.
If you were to, let's say you played this one here, the shield card, right?
Yeah.
You might say, okay, I will also use a supportive token, and an ally gains 2 shield. So that upgrades the whole action, right? Because you can suddenly give flash to shield, right?
Very nice.
This one is then used for the mission. It's not coming back for this mission, but it will be recharged again in the beginning of a new mission, right?
Yeah.
So in that way, your personality reflects on how efficiently you use your weapons and in what degree. So usually dominating is more tied to more damage you deal, right? And inspiring usually has to do with dice and so on and so forth.
I like how you color coded it yellow for cautious, because Nate is really yellow.
So, and you have, for example, that with this gun here, if you could add another die by having an inspiring or something, I think your character here, it has 2 dominating.
Excellent. Okay.
So which
that's a really neat mechanic.
Do 1 extra damage with your pulse rifle, for example.
Yeah.
And spending a token. But these tokens will also sometimes be to interact with NPCs. So you might be able to use 2 inspiring token or something to talk a guard down from attacking you, or stuff like that. So it borderlines between the RPG elements and the just sheer gameplay.
Yeah, no, it seems like you've taken something like Imperial Assault, which it does feel a little bit like. More so than Gloomhaven, but more like Imperial Assault. But I like the mechanics that you've added because it adds a little more depth to the gameplay. It's not just kind of move, shoot, and all that. It's as you said, if you can talk a guard down from attacking you or whatever, if you have that opportunity or whatever, there's a lot more kind of things to consider. But it's elegantly put together, so it doesn't feel like there's a lot of overhead.
I think there's 2 elements that I really like. I like the cooldown function, how that you're cycling those cards and thinking about that, and I also like the snappiness of it. It feels like it moves along, and I think the reason for that is those cutscenes. I think when you get into some missions, it feels really long and draggy because you don't get that extra flavor text in between. So for me, this is the kind of game I would definitely back on Kickstarter. I love this. It's really cool, Emil.
I'm very happy to hear that.
Very well put together.
Definitely, your time is well worth it. This seems like it'll be a really great product. But
that's very kind of you. There's a few other things I would like to show you, just to give you a bit more of the scope. The characters have also, like, the legacy element to the characters is that you have these scars here that you will mark if you, like, the first mission is the only mission where you can have a redo, because you need to learn the mechanics of the game, right?
Oh, that's so nice.
But from this mission onwards, from second mission onwards, it is failing forward, which means that if you fail a part of the mission, you will go down a different path in the same mission, and it might give you a scar, or you might finish the mission by being dragged out by your crew because you've been shot to pieces or something, and you might get a scar.
Huh.
So there's no redo. There's no way to go back into the dungeon or anything. It is what it is.
Real consequences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the moment you cannot mark a scar anymore is the moment the character dies. So I want to put emphasis on that. It matters what you do, but also it has consequences. And hopefully, if you grow closer to your character, you will actually play differently if suddenly you're in the position where the next mission you fail can kill you.
That's neat.
I like that.
I do
concept.
too. That reminds me of Pandemic Legacy. We had an incident with a character where, you know, there's no do-overs, and I really like that, because then it doesn't feel like a throwaway, and you can just do whatever you want. So.
Yeah.
And you've got enough character choice that at least there's other characters that people are forced to try then.
Yeah, exactly.
Emil, do you have anything else you'd like to share with us here?
Yeah, like there is the permanent changes that I talk about, those to your cards.
Okay.
You will be able to upgrade your cards. You can see there are empty slots on the cards. Those will be stickers you will put on the cards. So if you get in touch with a weaponsmith or whatever, you might be able to upgrade your cards, and you would then go for something that your personality also kind of leans towards, right? You kind of try to optimize your equipment towards the character that you have become, right?
So NATO will be all shields and objects to hide behind and things like that.
Yeah. So, and so those are all elements contained within that character. But you will also get new cards, which will be something that is like here is some shareable cards. These will be shared action cards. You can see over here.
Where we're looking. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So you have these cards. These are tech cards that you might get along the way, and here are some weapon cards you can see. And these are shareable action cards that in the beginning of the mission you would share them between your team.
More customization, then that's really neat.
And they are single
use
personality focus. No, they're just focused on a single personality, or have a bonus for one single personality, right?
Oh, that's
so they're
now, do you have to spend the personality token to get the bonus though? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So that I like that because it also makes the whole idea of the loadout so much easier, because you've got instead of tracking it on a character sheet, it's like, no, here's the card, and then you work it into your play.
Is deck size unlimited, or do you have to parse your deck down?
You would have to, like, for a mission you can only bring 9 cards. The others would then
so again, more strategic choices. That's neat.
Yeah, because what this mission, what will it require, right? Should I just go in all guns, and then there's a lot of consoles and we'll be screwed, right?
I love it.
And you will also have companions along the way, which will be, it could be team members sent down from the crew of the ship, to help you out. So if a mission you fail halfway through, there is a mission where, I will see if I can find it, but there is a mission where you might fail along the way, but instead of like just ending the mission there, you just go down a different path where they send someone down from the ship and is like trying to help you out. And that would be a companion that would then be tied to a character.
Wow.
This is
to create failing forward.
This is really exciting. You've got a really neat game here. I think this is something I would like to play again for sure. And would you recommend it for a certain age bracket? I mean, I'm thinking this would be fun with my kids who are 8, 9, and 12. But I'm sure you probably aimed it for a higher level. But
story-wise, there will be some tragic stories. Like some of those characters who come into, have a very troubled past. And this character here, Tarira, has been genetically modified, and there are loyalty missions, you could call them that. is where you go on a separate mission where it's her mission and you bring the team along.
Oh, wow.
And her mission, for example, is quite dark because it is about how she's, you know, just being bred into being a warrior, and she killed a lot of her team members because her bloodlust can kick in. So, and there are some things where I want to go down in these, like, and explore some very serious elements. So I'm putting it at 16 plus, but I mean the card play and all those things, that's definitely for younger as well.
Yeah. So each character has their own personal mission, like almost like a side quest that you can do.
Yes.
Interesting.
And some of them, you know, has a resolution that enables them to actually detach from the team and retire in a way, like just be like, that could be a conclusion to their story. But otherwise, you know, you continue to, you know, for the galaxy's greater good thing.
So I should just take a moment too. If people have been watching and enjoying our conversation with Emil Larsen, the designer of Rogue Angels, please take a moment to like the video. If you've gotten value from this, please subscribe. Do we have any final thoughts, Emil? It's been a real pleasure talking with you and finding out more about your game. And
cool. I mean, I'm just so happy that you want to play. Like, I mean, that's the point of it all.
Yeah, I'm sure you've been getting a lot of positive feedback. I mean, this is a game that I think is going to have a lot of appeal.
Cool. I'm happy to hear that. And there's 12 missions, so you can always just, if you want, dive in again at some point. As I said, the next mission is stealth thing.
Yes.
And there's plenty to to dive
And how many
into.
missions are you planning for the full game? Did you say 70?
Yeah, 70, around that.
Wow.
Like I have everything planned out, but it needs a lot of, I mean,
time.
a lot of writing when you need all these different outcomes of, you know. Yeah. So and also of course the personal missions have you know, and I've also explored some puzzles that I will be able to do, like some puzzles within the game that will allow players to try to solve puzzles while they're also fighting enemies and stuff like that.
Wow.
Well, I certainly hope this comes to life because I want to see this game and I want to play it again in a live format. So
I think it will. That's great. Well,
I got to prove my hacking skills because I feel a little humiliated. For the whole world to see how terrible I am at computers.
Anyway, thank you so much though for taking the time to show us how to play and everything. This has been great. It's been a lot of fun.
Cool. I'm very happy to.
And I'm just glad we won and we didn't embarrass ourselves.
Yes. We weren't the outliers.
Make it.
It was close. It was close. Thanks, Emil.
Yeah, thank you.